Somewhere in the Pacific, microphones once picked up a roar from the deep so loud it could be heard from thousands of kilometers away. No ship. No explosion. Just a single, monstrous sound from the dark. In a quiet town in New Mexico, people lie awake at night hearing a low hum that never stops. Most of their neighbors hear nothing at all. And on shortwave radios around the world, eerie voices still recite endless strings of numbers, in the same flat tone, day after day, like a code meant for ghosts. These are real recordings. By the end of this video, you will hear about a signal so strange that some researchers quietly wondered if it came from something not of this earth. 10. The Aztec death whistle in a museum drawer in Mexico. Strange clay objects that for years, misidentified as simple toys or decorations. Then someone finally blew into one. The sound that came out was not music. It was a raw, human scream, high and broken, like a person dying in terror. Now called Aztec death whistles, these instruments can sound like wind, like distant crying, or like a battlefield full of panicked voices. No one is sure exactly how they were used, but some believe warriors blew them to terrify enemies before a charge. Some are carved as skulls or jaguar heads. 9. The Taos hum. In the small town of Taos, New Mexico, some residents began complaining about a strange noise in the early 1990s. A low, distant hum, like an idling diesel engine just over the next hill. The sound never stopped. Day and night, indoors and outdoors, it was always there for the people who could hear it. Scientists brought sensitive microphones, tested power lines, and tracked air traffic. They recorded nothing unusual. Yet to this day, a small percentage of locals still report the Taos hum, an invisible noise that only some human ears seem to detect. No single proven source has ever been confirmed. 8. Mystery booms and skyquakes around the world. People occasionally hear thunder-like booms on clear blue days. No lightning, no jets, no visible explosions, just sudden, powerful cracks rolling across the sky. On the American East Coast they are called Seneca guns. In Italy they are called brontidi. In India they have entirely different names, but the same shocking sound. Windows rattle, pets panic, and social media fills with questions. Then the noise fades, leaving no crater, no smoke, and no agreed explanation. Reported for centuries in historical records often occur near coasts, lakes, or mountain ranges. 7. The 52 Hz lonely wail in the vast Pacific Ocean. Hydrophones once picked up a strange, high-pitched whale song. It followed the same patterns as blue whales and fin whales, but at a much higher frequency. Most large whales sing between 15 and 25 Hz. This voice called out at 52. No known species matched it. Year after year, the same lonely signal moved across the ocean, calling and receiving no answer we could hear. It became known as the world's loneliest whale, a creature singing in a language of one. 6. Sky trumpets and groaning skies. Videos from cities around the world show people standing in streets and backyards, staring up at empty clouds. From above them comes a deep, metallic groan, like rusted machinery dragging across the sky. Sometimes it sounds like trumpets. Sometimes like a giant door opening and closing in slow motion. Recordings have come from Canada, Europe, Asia, and the Americas. In some cases, industrial noises or trains may be the answer. In others, there is no obvious source at all. The sounds rise, fade, and vanish, leaving only confused witnesses and shaky phone footage behind. Sometimes linked to construction, factories, or rail yards. What you have heard so far is eerie.
5. UVB-76, the buzzer. On a specific shortwave radio frequency, a dull buzzing tone has been pulsing almost non-stop since the late 1970s. A sharp, repeating beep, 24 hours a day, like a broken alarm that no one ever turns off. Occasionally, the buzzing stops. A cold human voice reads out random call signs and strings of numbers in Russian, then the buzz resumes. Listeners believe the station, nicknamed the Buzzer, is linked to military communication. But no government has officially confirmed its purpose. Decades later, the sound still drones on, echoing through static to anyone with a cheap radio and the right frequency. 4. The bloop. In 1997, underwater microphones deep in the Pacific picked up something incredible. A single, rising sound that grew in pitch, like a giant underwater creature clearing its throat. The noise was so loud it was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart. No known whale, no known machine, could explain that volume at that depth. For years, people imagined an unknown giant, a living thing larger than any blue whale, calling out from the abyss. Later studies suggested the sound might come from cracking ice. 3. Upsweep and other ocean songs. The bloop was not the only strange sound the ocean revealed. On long-term recordings, scientists noticed a repeating pattern they called upsweep. It is a series of upsweeping tones, rising notes that echo across the Pacific Basin every year, usually in spring and autumn. No ship, no known animal, and no simple natural process neatly matches its rhythm. Other mysterious signals like Julia, slow down, and train have also appeared in deep ocean data. Each has its own signature, like unknown voices speaking in a language we cannot yet decode. 2. The wow signal turned to sound. In 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio recorded a narrow, powerful spike on a frequency linked to hydrogen. It lasted just 72 seconds, then vanished. On paper it looked so clean and so unlikely to be random that the astronomer who found it wrote the word "wow" in the margin. The name stuck. When researchers convert the signal's pattern into audio, it becomes an eerie, rising tone, swelling and fading as the telescope's field of view passes through it. No known satellite, planet, comet, or simple interference has ever fully matched its profile. The signal never repeated. 1. Numbers stations. The ghost voices of radio spin a shortwave radio dial late at night and you might stumble onto something that feels like a horror movie. A childlike voice counting in German. A woman reading Spanish numbers over eerie flute music. These are numbers stations, anonymous broadcasters that send out endless streams of coded numbers, letters, and beeps. They have no commercials, no intros, no explanations. Many have been on the air for decades, changing schedules and formats but never revealing who runs them. Intelligence experts are almost certain they are used to send secret instructions to spies. To everyone else, they sound like haunted radio, disembodied voices repeating puzzles that may never be solved. You have just heard about 10 of the strangest and creepiest sounds ever recorded. From the lonely 52 Hz wail and the endless Taos hum, to deep ocean roars and the unblinking buzz of UVB-76, our planet and our machines are picking up noises we still do not fully understand. The bloop and upsweep hint at giant forces moving in the dark ocean. The wow signal and numbers stations blur the line between natural mystery and deliberate messaging, leaving open questions about who, or what, is on the other end. Which of these sounds disturbed you the most? Would you spend a night listening to numbers stations in a dark room? Do you think the bloop was really just ice, or something alive that we have never seen? If you could solve only one of these mysteries forever, which would you choose? If this journey through the world's strangest recordings fascinated you, tap like and subscribe for more. Next time, we will dive into real photographs scientists still cannot fully explain, from impossible shadows on the moon to deep-sea images that look straight out of a nightmare.